What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hoping everyone is having a legendary day. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. All right, so we're up. Just double checking, making sure everything is going good. Man, we got some big news in the Empire this week. Frankie Gangsta is coming home. It feels legendary to know that, of course, it's all a formality, of course. We all know that Frank Gangsta was going to retire a Niner. But it's nice to have it finally be a reality. Although I wish he could have held on for one more game, 2 more games. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But before we get the show started today, of course, we're going to start going ahead and getting into some NFL draft talk. But before we started a shout out, I wanted to give a special shout out to the homegirl Bailey. She went ahead and drew me this picture. I love it. Look how dope that is. She also wrote a little letter, but I'm going to keep that between me and her. But, this Empire is a beautiful thing. And, my girl, she looked at it and she was like, oh, look, babe, you got fan mail. I was like, nah, I ain't got fan mail. But I appreciate it. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and find a special place to put it up, probably right above my Niner flag or next to my Niner flag or something. But thank you so much, Bailey. Really appreciate it. Looks sick. So, of course, we're going to talk Frankie Gangsta coming home. Also, go ahead and start to talk about, team needs in the draft and all that good stuff. But before we get started with that, of course, we want to remind everybody to listen to the end of the show to get a special coupon code to save 10% off of For the Faithful, By the Faithful apparel, exclusively available at NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop. Help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our affiliate link and save 10%. All you have to do is click on the link in the description of the video or podcast, and you save 10% as well as help out the show. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. And go to NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe to see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, and follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio and at Niner Faithful R on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
You are now listening to Niner Faithful Radio, the show for the faithful, by the faithful.
How dope was that? Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we're excited. officially, just all I gotta do is switch a button. But yeah, for the faithful, by the faithful, season 2 apparel will be available April 30th. Man, you don't even know how much work has gone in behind the scenes. But yeah, that's officially. So I thought I'd throw in that surprise video for y'all. But just some real quick Niner news to get to. I don't think this is surprising at all, but the Niners went ahead and picked up Kyle Juszczyk's option through the 2025 season. So that picks up the 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025 seasons. Or sorry, let me get that correct. 2023, 2024, and 2025. But he gets a 2.155 mil bonus this year and a 2.9 salary cap hit, but jumps next year to 6.5 million. And in 2024 and 2025, that number climbs to 7.588 mil per year for the final 2 seasons. He'll be 34 years old at the end of the contract. So this might very well be Juice's last contract with the Niners, but still, I think it's a no-brainer. Pay the man, especially when you're going to probably be in the first year of what's up, Kim? How you doing? Oh, I wanted to say, everybody, please, in the comments, especially those on YouTube, make sure you say a belated happy birthday to Kim. Happy birthday, love. I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm horrible. But happy birthday, love. But yeah, so option is picked up for Juice. Also, the off-season program, which we all know is 3 phases. The first is a 2-week session that only consists of meetings off the field, workouts, and rehab for injured players. The second phase is when on-field work can start. It's 3 weeks of individual or group drills, but there's no offense versus defense or contact permitted at this point. We all know what happened last year. For phase 3 is 4 weeks long and features up to 10 days of organized team activities, also known as OTAs. Teams can do offense versus defense at this point, but not allowed to have any live contact. San Francisco workouts begin April 19th. OTA dates are May 23rd, 25th through the 26th, the 31st, June 2nd and 3rd, and June 6th through 9th. And the mandatory mini camp is slated for June 14th through 16th. And then it'll be off, and then off for about a month, and then we'll have training camp, and then woo-wee! Well, for us real fans, we all know that training camp starts. Training camp really starts the season. But awesome. So what? We're officially 2 weeks away from off-season program beginning. Let's do it. Time to get better, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're going to get in the bulk of the content today. Why don't we go ahead and we'll take a quick Twitch break real fast, and then we'll go ahead and get into the Frankie G discussion. And no, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll save it for after the Frank Gore discussion. So it was announced on via interview that Frank Gore is officially retiring and is going to sign a 1-day contract with the Niners in order to officially retire a 49er like he should have always remained. What can be said about Frank Gore now that we officially can, call it a career for number 21? What can be said about Frank Gore that hasn't already been said a billion times? So it's time to ask the big question that I know everybody's going to answer. And y'all know me. I don't like to just wave my Niner flag and say, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer because he's Frank Gore. I like to back it up. And so I went ahead and did a little bit of research. And amongst Hall of Fame running backs, Frank Gore is 3rd in yardage, 13th in touchdowns, has the 8th longest run of longest run, tied with Jim Brown, Floyd Little, and Thurman Thomas. So that those are pretty notable names in NFL history. He's third among attempts behind, I believe it was LaDainian Tomlinson and Emmitt Smith. Game started second, but only by Emmitt Smith by one game. Literally, he has 218. Emmitt Smith has 219. So Frank Gore would have started 2 more games. He'd have been the NFL's all-time leader in games started. And, of course, he's the all-time leader in games played by a running back. He's 14 years as a starter. He is tied with Emmitt Smith. And his 4.3 yards per carry are 20th. But he has all but more than Gary Payton. Or Gary Payton. Why did I say Gary Payton? Walter Payton, who is 4.4. Emmitt Smith's 4.2, by the way. So, look, are we making the argument that Frank Gore is the 3rd greatest running back in NFL history? No. But is the man a Hall of Famer? Yes. Name me a category. Sure, would you like him to have more touchdowns? Yeah, okay, I could see that. I could see people saying that he could have more touchdowns. Okay. But 4.3 yards per carry, that's not shabby, especially when you're 3rd in NFL history in rushing attempts. And you're keeping 4.3 yards, means you're getting a first down every 3 carries. There's not a football coach alive that wouldn't take that. I think it's very ironic that 4.3 yards would have got us the touchdown that Frank deserves to get us in the Super Bowl, to get the championship he deserves. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he never was a champion. Never really made. He only played in the playoffs for 3 seasons, and I would believe it was a total of 8 games. Or sorry, it was 9 games because he played 1 game with Buffalo. But is that Frank Gore's fault? I don't think that's Frank Gore's fault. Let's be real. There's not a faithful alive. I mean, go ahead and put it in the comments if you disagree with me, but there's not a faithful alive that believes that we wouldn't have gave the ball to Frank at least twice in Super Bowl 47 that we don't walk away Super Bowl champions. I personally would have gave it to him all 4 times, at least 3. So I give it to him at least 3. And you know what? Also, let's not be real. Is it Frank Gore's fault that Cap missed a wide open Delaney Walker? No. I mean, Frank was the man that got us into that position in the first place, to be first and goal. So nobody to me yet has presented an argument that we're not saying best running back of all time, but we're saying he's a Hall of Fame running back. I mean, 3rd all time in NFL rushing. So this is the thing that frustrates me is people will tell you that I understand Frank Gore never made first team All Pro. Only made 5 Pro Bowls, I believe. He made second team All Pro and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 Pro Bowls. But you're also talking about 9-time 1,000-yard rusher. You're talking. I mean, I'm very confused on how you can make the argument that says, hey, Patrick Willis has the production, tackles, sacks, interception, whatever it is. Patrick Willis has the production to be a Hall of Famer, but not the longevity. But then Frank Gore has the longevity and the production, but somehow he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm not understanding this argument. Please, somebody explain the argument on why Frank Gore is not a Hall of Famer. I'm seeing what now. Does that mean he gets in? I mean, shit. We all agree that Roger Craig's a Hall of Famer, and I mean, That's a different argument. But I don't see what's missing off his resume. Would you like to have a championship? Hell yeah. We'd all love to have Frank Gore have a championship because it would have probably been with us. And so I'm just missing the case. I don't understand that there's plenty of running backs in the Hall of Fame that never got a championship. So I'm not quite understanding what's missing. So let's go ahead and we'll take our Twitch commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll go ahead and get into some draft talk. All right, for those on Facebook and YouTube, y'all can still see me. It's really kind of distracting to see yourself. I don't see any Niner news that's catching up. Maybe this is when I should have played the commercial. Oh well. Yeah, I'm looking back on his career, and this is his career total numbers. He has what's 1D? First down rushing. Oh, okay. He's had 731 first downs. Yards per attempt is 4.3. Yards per game, 66.4. He's had 697 targets, 484 receptions for 3,985 yards, 8.2 yards per reception, 18 receiving touchdowns. So he had almost 100 total touchdowns. So, yeah, I don't see it. Now, I'm not saying I don't even think he won't get in first ballot. I think he should. I mean, of course, we'll see who he's up against. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'll say this, it won't be on Twitch, but I'll say it on Facebook and YouTube. Frank Gore deserves to get in the Hall of Fame before Patrick Willis does. Patrick Willis is a Hall of Famer, but Frank Gore is more of a Hall of Famer than Patrick Willis is. I mean, the one knock on Patrick Willis is longevity. And to me, Frank Gore beats him in that. Now, I think probably the only legit argument that you can make for Frank Gore is to say, when was he at? He was never the best running back in the league. At least in the prime of his career. But I think that's the same argument that people made with BY. I think Frank Gore is a BY, where it's longevity, production, never the best, D tackle. But I think that's because he played with Randall and Bruce Smith and Warren Sapp, and the early mid 90s, early 2000s D tackles were probably some of the best time for D tackles in NFL history, maybe. And so it's just the era that he played in. But we have about a minute left on our Twitch commercial. So I think Frank Gore is like a BY type. I think that's a good analogy for him. Okay. We got about 43 seconds. So I know dead air is horrible. 30 seconds. We literally still have no news. Faithful to the Bay. We have no news. Total yards. He only fumbled 46 times in his career. Um, 16. And I mean, he never. I know. Everybody move on. Especially since we're probably back from our Twitch commercial. I know we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we're back. So, I got a family. Random breed. Okay, so I haven't fully gotten a draft. I've been doing some offensive line study and everything like that. I don't necessarily think that's where we're going to go, but I think it's either going to be offensive line or safety. I know a lot of people are saying a pass rusher next to Nick Bosa. That's nice, but I think they're hoping that maybe Kerry Hyder can play that role. Not necessarily just the D Ford role. You're strictly bringing Kerry Hyder in to, play some rundowns, but I would bring him into pass rush. And I think that's what they're hoping is, committee on the other edge opposite Bosa. I think that you're going to ideally probably have Armstead at Bosa, and then you figure Kinlaw, pass rushing situations. I wonder. I'd have to really look over it, and maybe Kevin Givens in a pass rushing situation. That might be kind of interesting to see. But I honestly, truthfully, I want us to go guard, but I'm scared for us to go guard because it's asking a lot of the offensive lines to have essentially basically a rookie in Aaron Banks, another rookie, a literal rookie in whoever the guard I want us to pick is. And then, Mike McGlinchey, who we know what he is at this point. And we're going to be facing, some serious D lines this year. That's a lot to add with the rookie quarterback who is mobile, but I don't think that. I think they want Trey Area to use his athleticism as a last resort. Kyle Shanahan, I believe Kyle Shanahan wants Trey Lance to run the play. And if everything goes according to plan, Trey will be a pocket passer. I think that everything's not going to go according to plan, and so that's where you see Trey's athleticism come in. So if we have a shaky offensive line this year, which I don't believe that we will, but if we have a shaky offensive line this year and you're trying to develop Trey Lance as a pocket presence and as a pocket passer, that's not conducing to that. Those plans don't work together. So I'm really curious to see what we get. I've been doing some research, and let me pull up the name. Why did I forget it? I had it written down. Zion Johnson. I mean, in a dream scenario, to me, a dream scenario is we trade up higher in the second round, and if he falls, I'll give you our second and our special compensatory pick. Maybe even throw in one of our comp picks in the 6th, since they're tradable now. I'd be down for the Niners to do that, to trade up and to get him. I think that's a dream scenario. The other person I've been looking about, just in my little bit of research that I've done, is Dylan Parham. But I know people say that he has the highest of the guards that are second round, first round type caliber, maybe even third round type caliber. He's the highest of the bust potential. But and that worries me with, the Aaron Banks experiment hasn't really gone quite as planned. I feel that this is what's best for the future of the football team, especially if it's got some guard center versatility. That to me would be the only way I think that we would go offensive line, even though I want us to go guard center. I ideally, I see that's the only way that the team would do it, is with the eye of, okay, we could slide him in at guard right now, and then when Alex Mack is ready to move on, you move him into center. I just think offensive line or safety. That's what it has to be to me. I'm actually was looking into the safeties today. So we'll go ahead and we'll talk more about a little bit more about offensive linemen and some safeties next week. But if anybody is watching or later on, go ahead and put in the comments any players that you want me to go ahead and do a little bit of research on. Little sleepers. I love watching sleepers. The thing I love most is finding diamonds in the rough. Yeah, it's exciting when Nick Bosa hits, and that's going to probably have the biggest impact on your team as far as, getting us to 4-12 to the Super Bowl and number 1 seed in the NFC. So, but the exciting and the real ones to get pumped up for are your George Kittles, the 5th round tight end that everybody thought was just we'll see what he becomes. And lo and behold, he's the best tight end in the league. Not best receiving tight end. I'll give best receiving. I think it's pretty clear. The best receiving tight end in the league is Travis Kelce. The best overall tight end, because a tight end's job is just not pass catching, is George Kittle. He's the best overall tight end. As far when you include pass catching and his ability as a receiver, including with his ability as a run blocker. Yeah, it's not even close. But all right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and end it right there. But before we do, we, of course, want to remind everybody to help Niner Faithful Radio out by using our affiliate link and save 10%. All you have to do is click on the link in the description of this video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Go to NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe to see everywhere you can subscribe to the show. And, of course, follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr, and at Niner Faithful Radio, Niner Faithful R on Twitter. And thank you for tuning in to the end of the show. As promised, this week's discount code for 10% off of all For the Faithful by the Faithful apparel is HOPE. 10% excludes any on sale items and cannot be used with any coupon code. Codes expires midnight, April 12th, 2022. All right, y'all. Well, for super duper moderator Kim, Jason, and Brian, and myself, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. We shall see y'all next week. Same faithful time, same faithful channel. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Montana steps up, throws. The 49ers have scored with 34 seconds remaining.
You are now listening to Niner Faithful Radio, the show for the faithful, by the faithful.
I'm going to make it better. I promise. I fixed it. I thought I fixed it. All right, y'all. See ya.